continuing franchise. If you ain't been there from day one, don't talk to me, boy.
I was talking about Destiny
they
2, not Destiny 1, because they're all hyping up Destiny 2.
But
ain't nobody hyping up Destiny 1 right now. Nobody's hyping up Destiny 1 right now.
Though. Shit, a lot of these dudes, they didn't give a fuck about Destiny just because it was that online games as a service, whatever. So, like, a lot of them dudes is now capping, and it's just like, y'all didn't care about it till Sony bought them, and even the deal, they getting pimped out for real. Like, Bungie just moving like a whole G everywhere they go. Like...
My bad. I was muted. I apologize, guys, but everybody else wasn't. So you guys got a little bit of some entertainment. I'm just fixing up some things before we get live. But we got special guests here tonight, and I promise you next time it won't be short notice, and we can get a accurate full-time pod going. Here I am trying to fix this, but let's. Before I introduce him, because I want to make sure our image and stuff is clean before I introduce him. Sad Boy, what you currently playing?
Destiny, my guy. Like, shout out to Sony. No, but playing Destiny, of course. Was playing Skyrim, you dig. I downloaded Forza Horizon again, because, like, I just want to drive some cars and race shit. So, and, what else was I playing? Oh, yeah, Nobody Saves the World. I still haven't beat that game yet, but I'm loving the hell out of that game. Loving that game. If you have not downloaded that game, it's on Game Pass. Cop that, play it, enjoy that. So, I mean, you feel me? But that's what I've been playing, guys.
Nobody Saves the World. What the fuck am I doing? I'm gonna just... how many of us? Oh, there's 6 of us. My bad. All right, cool. Let me try to fix this. And Logan, what you been playing?
Oh, what's up, guys? Dude, I've been going through Shadow Warrior. I played through last weekend. I played through Shadow Warrior 1. I'm working through Shadow Warrior 2. And I'm getting ready for Shadow Warrior 3 coming March 1st. Shadow Warrior 2 is phenomenal. If nobody's checked out that game, I would highly recommend it. Very chaotic fun, just absurd shooter. As well as I'm doing some cleanup for Horizon Zero Dawn, getting ready for the sequel. And I played through Dirt 5. Currently, I'm playing this great exclusive Xbox banger Crossfire X right now, and it's not impressive. I don't know why it took them. I don't know why it took them 2 years to fucking put this shit out. Because this multiplayer is just as bad as what it was 2 years ago when they did the beta. So, I don't have access to the campaign stuff yet because that didn't download with my full complete package that I paid for. And it looks like there's no campaign achievements unless something gets updated when I boot up the campaign. But via True Achievements on their website, they did not get any campaign achievements for the game. So unless something's coming up like tomorrow that hasn't gone live yet, because the achievements just went live when the game did. Usually you get achievement listings like a little bit early. They just went like live right when the game did. So I don't know what the fuck's going on with this game. Like, I gotta wait. I'll probably try the campaign tomorrow and see what happens. But yeah, great Xbox exclusive banger, Crossfire X.
Hey.
All right, my bad. I fucked something up. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. All right. I can give the show a proper intro. I need to do a sound check because you guys know I've been having these issues with freaking OBS and this Blue Wave mic. Do I sound at least fair? Like, am I being overpowered by everybody else on the podcast? I'm so sick of this PC. Right quick, hold on. Come on.
Nah, you sound all right.
Are you listening?
No, yeah, you sound good, man.
On Jalan, but I need to know on the YouTube end. So I'm like, I gotta literally put this mic down my throat. But okay. All right. Let me get to the point.
Right. It's the Nintendo One. Boy, don't get the stuff.
Big show. All right. So episode 92, Planet Xbox Podcast. I am your host, the Best Spot Kid Smooth. I don't know how long I got him in here for, but I got Ham Solo in here, and I wanted him to be on a episode of Playing Xbox podcast, on many episodes of Playing Xbox podcast, if we have the opportunity to do so. I enjoy his content, his commentary, his dialogue, but I'm gonna give the floor to him, and he'll let us know how much time he has, so we can get the ball rolling on the conversation. But shout out to you, Ham Solo. I'm saying this shit all wrong, man. But shout out to you.
I was gonna say something. I was gonna have to say something, but no, you corrected yourself. Yeah, so Ham Solo 05 Gaming is where you can find me on Twitter. Also on YouTube, I am a co-host with Loke7. We have our YouTube channel called They Said We Said Gaming, but on YouTube, if you were to look it up, it's TSWS Gaming. Just made it a little shorter and quicker to look up. Go on ahead and subscribe there. I do a Behind Them Sticks show twice a week with all different types of people within the gaming community. Yesterday, I had Slow-Mo Backslap on. That was really fun. I had Kids Move on not that long ago. Got Sentinel coming up. Gonna have Miles, good old Xbox Miles Duttmeyer here soon, and Gaz as well. So if you want to just learn all different types of people within the community, I've talked to people within the United States all the way to Australia. So I mean, it gets wild. My timing can be nuts. Trying to reach out to some of these people and do interviews. But now I'm doing them live, and they're usually at 9 p.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays. The one with Gas, I'm going to help him out because he's on a different part of the world. And I'm going to do his interview at 4 p.m. next Thursday. So if you're looking out to check him out, you can see him on my show then. But anyways, yeah, man, I've been playing some Dying Light. Absolutely love that game. Crossfire is pretty mid so far. Not looking good in my in my eyes. But then again, it's not for me, right? You got to think this game is marketed more or less for the Eastern market, not so much for the United States. So that's probably why we didn't see near as much advertising and all that hoopla, because this is a Korean game that like Korean and Japanese, like they're more into this style of game than us in America that like Call of Duty, Halo, and our Western stuff. So it is what it is. I'm excited to see what Remedy cooked up tomorrow. Yeah, it's kind of it. That's where I'm at right now, bruh. That's where I'm at.
Okay. Well, I definitely appreciate you coming through today. Yeah, I'm down with Crossfire X, but it's pretty much what Old Man Logan said going on. Like, I'd be extremely disappointed that there's no Xbox achievements for the campaign. I'm only looking forward to playing the campaign of this game. And I'd avoid a game if I think the achievements suck. Like, like that. Just being real with you, like I won't support a small time game if it doesn't have achievements or any of that stuff. So, but we'll see. I know people are, because I've been very adamant and I've crowned Crossfire X is one of my most anticipated games of February, because I know February's packed, but believe it or not, I'm not super hyped for the releases this month. Of course, Horizon Forbidden West is a given. I think Crossfire, we'll see how the campaign turns out, because I wasn't really looking at the multiplayer as an option. And Elden Ring, like I said, contrary to what people may think, I'm not a difficult game chaser. You know what I mean? So we will see. Dope boy, how are you doing?
I'm chilling, man. Just been playing some Dying Light 2 on PC. Been enjoying that game. Even though there's been some minor bugs and glitches, they've been patching it pretty fast, fixing a couple different things with the game. Playing Apex new season, ranking up in that, just grinding that as well. And then yeah, just been regular working out, going to school and stuff like that. So just been enjoying gaming, enjoying life, and yeah, interesting news coming from Microsoft today saying that they're going to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation, which is very controversial right now. So I know you guys are going to have a lot of opinions on that. Can't wait to hear what you guys have to say. If you guys are watching the stream, make sure you guys drop a like, share it, support everyone. And yeah, this is going to be a great podcast. I can't wait to hear everyone's thoughts. And shout out to Ham Solo. Glad to have you on here.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. Thank you.
NickBanks.
What's going on, y'all? What's up? Yeah, I've been playing that the new Defiance, the Apex season, you know what I mean? And just downloaded that Crossfire X, and yeah, I ain't feeling that, man. That ain't my type of game either. So, you know, but that's about it.
What is it like? Is it like?
It's very
it feel like you need
the multiplayer just don't feel good. Like I don't know.
It feel like you need a mouse and keyboard to play it, dog. It don't even like feel like it's supposed to be on controller.
And my big gripe that I've noticed right now is that each mode is tied to a map. It's not like maps like if you want to play team deathmatch, you're playing only one match in team deathmatch. You want to play control, you're only allowed to play one map in control. There is no map rotations in game modes. Okay. And there's like this classic mode, which I think is more like to what Crossfire originally was when it came out a long time ago, and then they have like a more like modern day mode, which you have like attachments, aim down sights, and sprint.
Aim down sights.
Yeah, I was gonna say I played the classic mode, and I could not aim down the sight. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. That's what I was trying to do a little bit ago, and it's just it feels off. It just does when you're used to all these games that have like these features. It just feels very set back in its time and not in a good way. Like I think that's like the easiest way I can describe it is it's like because I remember I played the beta when it came out. I want to say it was like August 2020, and I was like, ooh, this is stuff. Like I was like, man, this is rough. That too. And like for them to have gone from August of 2020 where it felt bad to February of 2022, and I don't know if it's just with the age that I feel like it's gotten worse, but I'm kind of shocked like that this is. Like to me, it feels worse. Now, I was excited for Crossfire for the campaign, so I'm just waiting for that to download. Not really necessarily the multiplayer. So I know the campaign's developed by Remedy, so that could be popping. That could be good. Who knows? I gotta wait for it to.
Right now, this UI is moving at like 2 frames per second with this little fucking mouse thingy. Like,
yeah, it's bad.
Like, I'm not sure why, but okay, yeah. I'm gonna try to see whatever I can play. Oh, you gotta,
bro. When I seen
you said what?
I seen like 7.5 gigs, and I was like, uh-oh.
It feels like I'm just like how am I not feeling like I've played any other maps from when I played the beta 2 years ago? Like. What did they do for 2 years? What did they sit on?
Like I guess.
Like I feel like they didn't develop anything. This thing could have came out 2 years ago, and we could have long forgotten about it instead of talking about it now.
No, they said that it was the campaign that was really like holding them back. They said the originators worked on the multiplayer, like the original.
Oh yeah, I know. Like, I know Smilegate did, but because at a time you just pull a trigger. You say, hey, here's this free to play multiplayer. It's out now, and the campaign will come out when it does. Because I don't feel like they improved anything over 2 years. Yeah, like 2 years of development, they could have improved on this game. I feel like they just sat it in a vault and said, "Well, we'll put it out there in 2 years and not even touch it." You know, that shit set somewhere.
Like maybe
it's more so. It's just not your style of game, bro. It's not like it was more to be fixed. They went for a certain style. I mean, no,
right?
I don't know nobody that play CS:GO on here. Like nobody plays that game. Not saying they play exactly like it, but they was going for that style.
Yeah, it's more of like an Asian first-person shooter style that's geared towards PC instead of console.
Yeah.
So this was like what I
mobile.
saw. Yeah, like I used to watch like CS:GO like all the time, thinking it would come to console at some point. No, but it was just like I watched
Counter-Strike
so
on
much
360?
and like
Yeah, it's on 360.
Yeah, they did Counter-Strike Go.
No, I'm saying
Dude,
No,
like
I'm saying,
Counter Strike
but I mean,
felt good on console though. Like I like
Yeah,
it.
it
It
did.
wasn't that
a
bad.
lot, like from Twitch.
Like
though.
and I
I
love
had,
like Counter
like a
Strike
lot of Twitch
Source.
guys and shit.
That shit was my jam, man. Kind of love Counter Strike Source. This is not it
Yeah,
though.
I never played that, so but that's just kind of like the vibe. So I was just like, I don't know.
It doesn't look too bad.
Yeah.
You know,
It is.
visually, it isn't the visuals isn't the issue.
Oh,
it's just
shit,
the way
what
it kind
the
of
fuck?
feels.
Yeah, as soon as you start that joint, like, oh hell no.
Don't worry. We're gonna drop it quick. You know, sit there. Oh man, the visuals look good.
Yeah.
It's like, look, this
That's
is it.
why-
Look, we got the next Call
visuals.
of
Like we
Duty.
need
That's why-
We don't even
gameplay.
need
They
Call of
be
Duty
like,
exclusive. We got Crossfire X. We got it. We got it.
I don't want
We made
that.
it, fam.
Like, I don't want that. Like,
What?
no, we need to see what this campaign talking about. Like,
Yeah,
in the Remedy,
I was like,
the fail on it. Remedy better knock this out the park, my boy. Like, I tell you.
Oh man, I don't like this one and done type of shit where you die and you gotta wait. Nah, fuck it. All right, so
but yeah, when I get to play the
you said my
campaign,
mic is low.
I'll be able to judge it a little bit better when the campaign comes
Yeah.
out.
Gotcha.
I wasn't really looking forward to the multiplayer as a campaign. It was kind of getting me.
Yeah, same here.
Mm.
All right, guys. All right, so chat, please confirm. Is my mic is low? Do I have to really kiss my microphone for you guys to hear me? I'm literally gonna have to purchase like a new microphone, or something.
Damn, didn't you just buy a new one, or?
Well, no. This mic I've had it for I had it for a decent amount of time. So I don't know what happened. Like it's like I don't like how I have to be up on it to speak.
I feel like you need to turn up the gain on something.
Yeah, like so right now in OBS, everything is maxed out, right? On you guys on Discord, Discord, it shouldn't really be an issue because they're hearing my feed, or they should be hearing my feed from OBS. I'm gonna keep turning up this knob on the front
No, they
of the
saying
mic.
you good though.
You said
They're
what?
saying you good. They're saying it's good now.
You're saying
You
I'm good? Am I? All right, cool. All right,
Yeah,
so
the Bless Red said up the game, but
okay, but yeah, there's no gain option though. Okay, so really, honestly, guys, all right. So today's news, right? I forgot whatever happened throughout the week as far as gaming related. I haven't been playing much of anything. I've been in super casual mode, playing literally Dying Light maybe once a day, an average of 45 minutes to an hour playtime every day that I do play it. I'm playing Dreamscaper a little bit. I played Contrast now that it's on Game Pass and whatnot. Shout out to Compulsion Games for that. And literally just been like kind of just like laying back. I haven't even been putting out content at the rate I would like. The recent thing that happened was more so the Kamaya Platinum game Scalebound talking about they want to put out, they want to resume work on Scalebound. This game will not die even when it's been dead for about 5 years. Now, everybody have a different opinion. I'm on the opinion of let them work on a game. Let them continue the game. Like I don't care.
No.
Like
Hell no.
Xbox is different.
Like you got to go.
Xbox is different now than what they were then. You know what I mean? I don't think they care or have any like back then they had specific demands how they wanted Scalebound to be, and Platinum Games were not versed in that, in what they want to do, like a multiplayer, experience. So the game obviously, but my thing is this is how I looked at it, right? And this is always what I always said since it got canceled. The game was canceled with a playable version. They have game assets and stuff. You don't just delete and throw that shit away. Like the assets is there. Why not? Why not have a game to put in Game Pass that you excuse me? You have a game that's in Game Pass is half done. It can probably run smooth as hell with the consoles we got now. Why not? I mean, unless the relationship ended ugly and these motherfuckers at Platinum really did rob Xbox, and that's one thing. But I'm like, no, why not? I think it would be a great idea. I would love to see Scalebound development resume and it actually come to light and release, because I always thought that Scalebound was going to be, when Scalebound was announced, I looked at Scalebound and I was like, all right, PlayStation got Horizon Zero Dawn. Nintendo has Breath of the Wild, and we're gonna have Scalebound. This is gonna be great. And Scalebound never had the opportunity to come out and be something epic for Xbox, and I thought it was good looking.
So you saw that on the same level as those
I did.
titles you mentioned.
I did.
You saw
Scalebound. That, yeah. I was more anticipating that game than the other games. Now, Horizon Zero Dawn was a very close second, but I never cared about Zelda. But yeah, and I think if they're making it public, I feel like I'm glad they said it publicly. Because Phil Spencer, what I mean, he's a generous guy. I think if you push him, if he's if they're willing to put that olive branch out there to do it, and they show a want to do it, and we seen Xbox give away IPs back for free, like Alan Wake, they gave that shit back. They gave who else they gave IPs back to allow them to move
But they
forward.
really ain't have beef with Remedy like that. I feel like they never let me say this. Like they never really had beef with Remedy or had like a situation unfold the way this did with Platinum Games. You feel me? And I mean, nothing has been like proven the way like people say that they gave them funds and they didn't use them properly or they wasn't putting them forward to their project. Like they came out and said that they wanted a multiplayer component to be involved, and it was very stressing and they didn't know how to complete that process. But at the same time, you got to think about how Platinum Games, the company, handles itself. Like they'll take on so many fucking projects and then they'll be like, oh yeah, like this project that we don't really know how to do or handle or whatever. Like we're just going to kind of like let that just die up over here and let Xbox take the blame for who knows how fucking long. And then Cuz comes out and says, yeah, like it was on our fault. The shit, it was a bit of us here. And it's just like, you don't do that. Like, you don't let them kind of like take the ass kicking and it's just like, yeah, bro. And I mean, like, to be honest with you, like, I saw Scalebound, like, not playable, but like when they showed it, like the demo, like the trailer and all of that, I wasn't foaming at the mouth for this fucking game. So it was just like everybody else was like, yeah, I went out and bought an Xbox for this. Like, it was just like, I didn't give a fuck about that game. I honestly didn't. So it was just like the people went out here, they capped for it, like they put like Xbox, like they really put that like on their bag of that, like, yeah, like this game was gonna carry Xbox through the whole fucking generation when they literally stepped on a bomb in the beginning and blew their fucking legs off. So they were already done before it even started. Like this game wasn't going to help them succeed in no fucking way. Like they would have got like a couple more people buying a couple more Xboxes, but it wouldn't have broke none of that shit. Xbox One was already done. Like, so it's just like this game, like, and with Platinum Games, like if they did let them do it, let's just say they did hypothetically, if they did let them do it, like they would really have to put their feet to the fire and be like, look, this is the contract. This is how you going to handle it. If you don't do this shit properly this time, we going to have to get in that ass. Like, it's just like, we going to have to get in that ass. Like, there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, we not going to be taking the fall for this shit. We not going to be doing none of that. Like, this is the reality about it. Like,
I say hell no, man. I say hell no.
That's what I'm saying.
These are the same. Hold on, let me say one thing. These are the same people that tricked all them people out of them Kickstarter money. It then came up. They already had the money to fund the game. Like, no, they bad businessmen. I said this before. They're really bad at business. They should have their own. They should be publishing stuff by now. Like, come on, bro. Go to Capcom and get them to make a.
Like, get.
You know what I mean? Like, don't deal with them.
Ham Solo, what is your thoughts on that Platinum Games are wanting to resume work on Scalebound and they're hoping Xbox gives the approval for them to do so? Do you think Xbox should do you think Xbox should work with Platinum and to allow them to revive Scalebound?
I absolutely do think they should do that.
I
think it's a great idea. I think it's smart for the Asian community as like for Xbox, they want to tap into the Asian,
they could do better
developers and come on, man. They haven't
they could do better than that.
They haven't done anything as of late and as of ever, really. So
that's not true.
Hold on, whoa. I forgot. I wasn't listening. What you say they did? Who didn't do what?
Platinum probably.
Oh, Platinum.
What I'm saying is Xbox has never really been big in the Eastern market, and they need any kind of they need any kind of advertising that they can get. So if they can work with somebody and almost even tell a story about it, like, I mean, we all watch the Xbox documentary, or at least most of us. So why wouldn't we want to see a documentary on like something like Scalebound? Like that'd be fantastic to hear about it.
Yeah, but not with them.
What really happened. And on top of that, and just to layer it a little bit further, I think we should work with them, but I feel like we should also make them bend the knee a little bit.
Bend the knee in what way? Like, what are we talking about here?
Like, I feel like it should be a little bit more public, and they should be a little bit like forthcoming with what they actually did and how everything actually happened. That's why I said the story itself would be very interesting. Just
I get what you're saying.
Kind of see and watch everything develop, and if the game comes out, show them what we were gonna get compared to what we actually got now.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's interesting.
How they did.
It's really interesting.
They showed you the behind the scenes of the God of War. That would be a good documentary. Like it would, if they actually documented the process. Like I'm just saying, like, you don't, like, you saw how this unfolded though. Like Ham, like, you saw how this unfolded, where it was like Xbox was getting they shit pushed in off this game, B. Like, they were really, like, nobody was letting up. Like, this game is a fucking zombie and everybody keeps bringing it back. Like, we done shot this drink in the head a couple times. It's still back. Like,
yeah, we get that part. But look, this is my thing, right? On the business side of it, like, people keep saying, organic thing, you should work with people you already got a relationship with. What about Bandai Namco and, all these other... I'm just saying, bro, like, you keep the business part right, man. Like, those dudes, they janky promoters. We all know this. When it come down to, like, doing business with...
They be spreading themselves too thin, and it was like Xbox was the one company which was like, okay, yeah, we about to have like 3 full projects they were working on at the time. You feel me? 3 full projects, and then it was like, hey, yo, should we about to just kind of like kick this drink to the curb and like let Xbox take the heat for it? Then he comes out years later, and he says, yeah, like, like some of that was on us, should we feel bad for Xbox getting their shit pushed in the whole time while we just sitting there videotaping it? You feel me? It's just like, you don't do that. Like, you trying to maintain like this relationship, you trying to maintain business, you gonna reach out later on. Mm-hmm. Like, why would you burn a bridge, or why would you maybe not burn a bridge, but why would you just like create like this bad vibe and then come back to the company and be like, yeah, now since we have time, now we want to work on Scalebound. Now we feel like we could invest and put that time and effort into Scalebound now. Like, and I mean, like Smooth said, okay, cool. Like, they have assets and all of that shit like that. Bro, that was not appetizing. And I love JRPGs. I love all of that shit. I love it to death. That wasn't it. Like, and it was like, yeah, okay, cool, dragons. Okay, he got the over-the-head headphones and he look all... Nah, fuck all, scrap all that and start over. Like, start over. Give me something that's appetizing, like appealing. Like, I swear, didn't nobody really fuck with that game. Like, aesthetically, visually, I just don't see it hitting like that Eastern market like that.
I really don't care about it hitting in the Eastern market.
I know you
I just
don't,
want
but I'm just saying, like,
to see what it played like.
To his point, like.
Got you. Logan, man, your thoughts, man.
Me, with Scalebound and Platinum Games, I think it's a little interesting. Do I think Scalebound should come back and be made into a finished fully game that we get to play? Absolutely. Do I think Platinum Games should be the ones to be at the helm at least, or be the ones in charge? Absolutely not. From how bad, like, I would be burnt, if, from all these years, everybody sat there and said, Microsoft was, they canceled Scalebound and they're terrible and all that, this and that. And then when you get down to it, years later, we find out how mismanaged that game's development was. You know, they were trying to use Unreal Engine 4. You know, they didn't know how to do the engine. They didn't know how to do any type of online, you know, infrastructures. And there was just issues left and right with them developing and versus like trying to get stuff figured, and they were missing deadlines. I just feel like they, as a studio, failed Microsoft massively, and then waited for years to come out and say, hey, you know, Microsoft wasn't fully to blame. Like we kind of did some stuff that wasn't the best. And so like, to me, like, I don't know if like, I mean, if they can, I mean, good for them. But to me, like, personally, I'd be like, you guys burnt me. They have all these new studios. You know, they got Bethesda, they got all these new studios. Like, maybe put them to use. I saw from the super chat, they said, you know, maybe have Tango or like oversee. Like, if Platinum wants to do it still, they like, somebody needs to be there from Xbox the whole entire time to make sure that game is progressing in a way that it needs to. Like, I'm not saying like I'm just saying I don't think Platinum should be the only ones working on it. There should be somebody heavily that is, you know, has the interest of Microsoft and as a company, like making sure that game's on track to meet deadlines versus like just letting Platinum do whatever, like write a big check to Platinum and let them do whatever the hell they want to do.
And they do
not
this shit
like
again.
oversee something and they like do it again. Because like, I'm just thinking like, how much money has Microsoft spent? Like, how much money have they wasted on Scalebound? Because you got to think, you're going to have to spend probably more, because, you know, they're not going to run that stuff off of Unreal Engine 4. They're going to go to Unreal Engine 5. And what multiplayer games have they, like, I'd imagine they would still be a semi multiplayer game, right? Because like, that was kind of like, when I looked at Scalebound with like the 4-player multiplayer, it gave me like basically Xbox's version of Monster Hunter, in a way, which is weird because we've gotten reports that Xbox is working on a Monster Hunter type game. So are they? Is it okay to have? I mean, if it was going to be Scalebound, I think they would have announced that once like that guy came out, because obviously this guy's not going to come out and say, hey, we want to work on Scalebound again if they're not already working on it, you know, make that public statement. At least to me, I would think that's like a redundant statement to make. You're working on it, so why would you make that statement that you really want to work with Microsoft on it again? And so if Microsoft has already got if they're wanting to get that Monster Hunter type market, you know, game out there, and they're already working on something like that, do they even need Scalebound? Like, does that even need to be a thing that comes out? Because I don't think that they're going to have, you know, enough room. You know, they're going to have their library already with so many different varieties of games left and right. Do you do 2 Monster Hunter style games and from 2 different studios? So like I said, I'm not against having Scalebound out there. It's just, if Platinum does it, got to be heavily monitored. Can't just be out there.
Don't you think it's ironic how the CEO came out and said that they wanted to make bigger, more ambitious games that can be enjoyed for a longer period of time, and then right after they say they want to work on Scalebound? Like, that's pretty ironic. So we'll see if they like actually have the opportunity to make it. I wouldn't give them the opportunity to make it because of their business practices. We've highlighted it multiple times in this podcast how they've done a lot of shady things in the background. And if you look at their upcoming game, Babylon's Fall, aka Babylon Flop, like, that game is not looking really good. It's not gaining the interest of a lot of gamers. So
that game doesn't look right, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, when I saw that, like, me and my bro said it at the same time. We was like, what the fuck is this? Like, so it was just like,
not like they haven't made good games before. They've definitely made like
they have, of course, absolutely.
Like they said, they want to make something along the lines of like a live service game. So I think Scalebound could be that game for them, but no.
Maybe they're trying to
sell Microsoft. I'm not letting them.
Maybe they're trying to. I don't know. Like,
I wouldn't make that purchase.
I wouldn't be surprised, but
yeah, like, I wouldn't be surprised, but this is like, if I was just in that
price
seat,
on
just be like, yeah. What is the price of Platinum?
What would be the price? What would you pay for them, honestly?
Less than you paid for Insomniac.
God damn.
All right, so I'm trying to think and make sure I'm not missing anybody. Everybody got to say their thoughts on Scalebound. Like I said, I just wanted to see that game see the light of day, just like I wanted to see Fable Legends see the light of day, even though it partially did because it was playable.
You wanted to see Fable Legends?
Yeah, I thought it was a good looking game.
Oh,
I thought it was a really good looking game.
Not Fable though. It didn't need to be called Fable.
Yeah, they could have.
Yeah,
They should have called it
it
Legends
just
of
be called
Albion. Legends of
Yeah.
Albion. And
Yeah, that would have been more of an appropriate like a
Yeah, that'd
spin off.
been better.
I didn't like how they were like tagging it like
They
Fable.
had to tag
Legend.
it Fable so the game could like sell or gain.
Yeah,
likes.
Yeah.
it
Then
did
you
more
just
harm than
ruined-
good. Yeah,
But they just ruined Fable's identity basically when they tried to do that.
absolutely. I definitely agree with that. All right, so
Yo, what up?
oh, what's up? Chris?
Oh, Chris Righteous.
So
We got about
This
10
talking.
minutes, y'all.
You'll be able to get to
be
play
honest.
Call of Duty
yeah,
now
10
after
minutes.
all.
All right, so I'm gonna get to you
What
on
up?
the. I'm gonna have you. go
Nah,
first
don't
on
skip
that.
me over that Scalebound shit. I was here the whole time, just waiting.
No, I'm gonna let him because he got to leave in 10 minutes on the thing, but we'll get back to Scalebound. I just want to read this super chat from Donataku. He says they need Tango to oversee Platinum while they work on Scalebound so they can run off on the plug twice. So they can't run off on the plug twice. Shout out to Donataku. I'm Solo. All right, today's news in regards to what Microsoft put on its blog post. This wasn't even the Xbox blog post. This was like a Microsoft blog post. And it kind of came out of nowhere. But they've revealed their intentions of what they're going to do with Activision Blizzard's game, Call of Duty and some other popular Activision games. And they confirmed that, they will maintain, the games will exist on PlayStation beyond their existing contracts. And they also look to try to support Nintendo Switch's successful platform. And Ham, your thoughts on this here?
Man, I think it's probably, I mean, I said this early when they first made this whole purchase or, ordeal, that I think they should keep it open, but I'd understand if they kept it to themselves. They decided to keep it open. Fine with that. Revenue. We need money continually coming in. And I'm just fine with that because everybody knows what Call of Duty is. Everybody knows what Overwatch is. They know what these games are already. So for Xbox to try to rebrand it would almost possibly put them in the wrong direction and piss a lot of people off. So you might as well just let people play what they know and maybe make money off of it while you're at it, and then use the same and then use these same publishers and devs to create something new that's just for them. And I think that's exactly what Sony's doing with Bungie. I mean, Bungie is obviously going to keep supporting Destiny. That's obvious. Everybody knows that. But everyone obviously knows since they got purchased by Sony, they got something for them. It just is what it is. Me and Slow Mo Backslap were actually talking about this last night. Like, there might be a ceasefire on some certain things. And it'd be like, hey, man, you can get this as long as we get that. The thing right now is this $70 billion Activision deal is pure leverage. That's all it is it's pure leverage. I mean, other than the obvious stuff right they can do. Obviously, they got mobile now. Being able. What is it? Blizzard. Their PC launcher is just fire. Like everything is good in those subsectors. But this is also a big bargaining chip. This is their way into the casino with, they just chilling with their glasses at the table. You know what I'm saying?
Son, you spitting, son. Like you realize spitting. Like he's not wrong. Like, and I mean, like that's why like it was just like we all waited for clarification. Like we wanted clarification. Everybody was on eggs. Like they was like, really, would they really do this? And it was the same way that I guess like it was just like a different take from me. But now that I look at it, like it's not the same way that Bungie's handling it. You feel me? Like in the way that Bungie that like they really finessed but it's just like it's like this is a really big franchise. So, and I mean, like the way that Sony is letting Bungie ride, it's like they're gonna make cash from all angles, and like that's what these companies are really gonna want to do. Like, I mean, after these big purchases, like the influx of like currency they're both gonna be getting, and we're talking about on cosmetics. We're talking about just like having these games still still remain where they are, like are just like where they've been. Like they're both going to be making cash. Like Sony and Microsoft are going to be making bread, like hella bread. So like, why would you cut that down? You feel me? Like,
and they're taking this, and they're taking these opportunities away from Apple, Amazon, and you know Google. All these people,
like
all these other people that have no idea what they're doing with gaming.
Exactly.
They're taking that business away from them. Xbox is still, you know, Sony's the adult and Xbox, you know, is the kind of the teenager that's really starting to get their stuff together. You know, they finally got a solidified job, you know, with all these developers. They, you know, they everybody kind of already knows their name. So all their, you know, they just got all eyes on them right now, and all they need to do is produce, and they know that. So I'm super duper excited. I'm excited for all this stuff to happen.
Yeah, like all right, like the like my last point is just like, I mean, having these IPs and things like remain where they've kind of just like built these communities, and they've built like where these companies know where the cash is coming from. Like they've built all of this. Like it would be detrimental. It would have been detrimental if Sony said, "Hey, yo, shit, we're about to take this off of everywhere." That would have been an L. Like, as you know, like even though like a good portion of the players for console are on the Sony PlayStation, that would still be cutting off like a good portion of money that they don't want to do. Like no company wants to do that. So it's just like it's the same way that they handle Bungie. It's the same way that most likely Microsoft is thinking about handling the Call of Duty franchise. And it's just like to spread that over into the Nintendo realm. It's just like that shit. It doesn't matter. Like you can say, okay, they spent $70 billion to remain third party. Okay, whoop-de-doo. Like who gives a fuck? Like they're about to make that back overhead, like retardedly. Like, and that's from competitors as well. Like, and you act like these companies don't know this. Like, I mean, Satya said they're still going to be like, what, third place? Do you think they really give a fuck if they making bread? Like, stop being stupid. Like, you're thinking from like a console war, the like perspective, like outlook. Like, this isn't about console warring at this point. Like, this is just about them niggas making bread. And like, as they make bread, like they're going to allocate those funds to other projects. Like they're going to be putting that shit there. Like, and as we get these other projects, and let's say they create new IPs with this money, let's say like they get to fund more new experiences for us. This has always been the goal when you're looking at Game Pass, like to get certain titles into Game Pass at a certain time, like those launch games getting into Game Pass. Like all of this cash will be used to maintain like their hold on their fans and shit like that. Like it's all beneficial. Like to them, to us, like it's fine. Like it's a good thing. Like I mean, like to think from a fanboy standpoint, okay, sure. Like this is like, why wouldn't you make it exclusive? Fuck it. Like they're gonna be getting their bread, yo. Let them make their bread off each other. Like this is just their plan going forward. I mean, there's probably going to be IPs that they do that are new that are going to be exclusive. Okay, then you're gonna have to get an Xbox or you're gonna have to get a PS5 to play them. Fuck it.
All right, so I'm gonna throw in one more point before I gotta take off. The way I kind of look at Xbox is they at this point they're okay with being the underdog because they got something to prove. They're kind of like, you know, Bama. Whenever they're the underdog, they start, you know, putting their hands together and being like, all right, we're coming. We're coming. Yeah. But the problem is a lot of the fans have been saying, man, we've been hearing y'all say we're coming for quite some time. But I think this is the year 11/11/22. I'm excited, but I need more gameplay. That's what I gotta say. I gotta go, y'all. Y'all have a
All right,
wonderful
bro.
night. Thanks for having
You
me,
too,
and I'd
man.
be happy to come back.
All right,
Yeah,
bro.
please do. Thank you.
What's
Look at
going on,
Chris.
guys?
What's up? What's up?
What's up, Addict?
Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but it wasn't working, man. It wasn't working, but now it is.
Yeah, so we're gonna get. I know Chris said he wanted to come in and talk about the Scalebound segment. So I'll let you go on before we continue on with Microsoft. How you doing, Chris Righteous?
No, I'm doing good. I'm not. We can continue. Don't worry. We don't gotta talk about the Scalebound. We're already in this conversation anyway, so I don't want to break it off. I mean, I don't know how many times I gotta like. I'm right a lot of times, man. I get shit wrong, but I get a lot of shit right when I pay attention to things. When we saw that phrasing from Phil Spencer when he was talking about, we're gonna remain, the obligations, right? The current obligations, and then right after that he put Call of Duty will remain on PlayStation, right? When he said those two things, right? To me, it was two separate statements. But everybody, they started running around. They started saying the whole, well, you got to look into our desire and our intent, and it doesn't really mean what it means, and you got to read between the lines and all that, all that other stuff. And I was like, listen, this is not the same thing as the Bethesda, because everybody kept pointing to the Bethesda, because when the Bethesda thing happened, Sony came out, or I think it was Jim Ryan came out. He said he don't know what's going to happen with Bethesda games going forward, whether they're going to stay on PlayStation or not, right? And then Phil Spencer came out and said, on a case by case basis, and we're going to keep legacy games as well, right? But then when the Call of Duty, when the Activision Blizzard thing happens, the next day Sony put out a statement that says, "Yo, we expect Microsoft to continue, that to continue with contractual agreements, right?" And that Activision Blizzard games will stay multi-plat, right? Or will continue going forward on PlayStation, right? When I saw that, I was like, yeah, I think it's like, to me, because it's like, I'm all for the exclusive. So y'all know me. It's like, make everything exclusive. Call of Duty exclusive, everything. I don't have any issues. I don't have any issues with timed exclusive, full-on exclusive, anything like that, right? But from a business standpoint, it's stupid, just like it's stupid for Sony to completely rip off this game that makes so much money every single year on your competitor's platform, and they spend so much money, and people spend so much money on microtransactions and whatnot. To completely take that away after you spend $70 billion, it's like, business wise, that's not really a smart thing to do. And I'm sure a lot of people at Microsoft is really talking about that, right? So this completely makes sense. And this also, right, takes a little bit of heat off of them when it comes to the whole antitrust things, because now they could use this as like, listen, our game's still coming to PlayStation, or these Activision games in particularly, right? Some of them, right? Because I still feel like, they can still do another Crash Bandicoot exclusive, right? They can do, because Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, and other Activision Blizzard games that aren't Call of Duty, Overwatch, or World of Warcraft, they don't make such an insane amount of money or reoccurring money every single year that they can afford to take, these single player games and stuff like that off of PlayStation. Like Starfield. Starfield is a new IP. It hasn't proven itself yet, right? But it's from Bethesda, right? So they don't have to worry about losing, a whole bunch of money from this IP, because the IP hasn't made any money yet, hasn't made its impact yet, right? But something like Call of Duty, to me, like I said, I'll make everything exclusive, but business wise, that's not a smart thing to do. Now, this goes to all those people who was telling me last week. Luckily, I wasn't nobody here in the panel, because I would have came up with the receipts. But the people in the chat, the people on Twitter, the people in Saltiest Gaming's chat, the people in the spaces, when I was telling them, yo, it's two different spaces, they're like, nah, you got to read into our intent and our desire. And wherever Game Pass is at, and that's where it's going to remain. I don't even think that's really going to happen anytime soon either. The whole bargaining chip where they use Game Pass to put on PlayStation, right? And they bargain these IPs and stuff like that. I don't really think that these companies exist really have that console war mentality that a lot of these people here on our side of gaming does. Like, they're not gonna, like, I don't think Microsoft is gonna go to Sony. He's like, hey, if you take Destiny off, we're just gonna take Call of Duty off, or vice versa. Sony's gonna be like, hey, make sure you keep Call of Duty on there, or we're gonna rip Destiny apart. It doesn't really work like that for these corporations. They're looking like the bigger picture and the money. Now, we're still gonna get a bunch of exclusive, like the whole thing with even with PlayStation with Destiny, and they remain multi-plat and stuff like that. We're still gonna get a bunch of timed. I mean, we're already getting timed exclusives. We're already gonna get a bunch of exclusive and stuff like that. And I'm sure a lot of the developers at Activision, right? I'm sure Microsoft is gonna make a lot of those projects that are new IPs or IPs that aren't super massive, right? Or recurring games as a service. You know, make them shits exclusive. So you're still gonna get a Activision Blizzard exclusive games on Xbox. I believe so. But some of these really huge games, nah. But the advantage is gonna be is like, yo, if you get Call of Duty on Xbox, not only is it on Game Pass, but also all of the season passes, stuff that you get with the season pass. If you stay subscribed to Game Pass, you get all of the season pass stuff. Meanwhile, if you're on PlayStation, you got to pay $70 and you got to buy the season passes separately.
Yeah,
you know, they can still make it. They do that. Yeah, they can still make it lucrative like that, or get exclusive content, right? And still make it like where Call of Duty, where Xbox is the best place to play Call of Duty, right? And that's your best option. And esports is all, you know, Xbox is going to be sponsoring their Call of Duty esports and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's crazy time, because now that I'm looking at the Bungie, even if Sony acquires a Square Enix or a Capcom or something like that, it's going to be the same situation. It's going to be the same situation where it's like the games that were big and that were multi-platforms are going to continue to stay on there, and they still may make games for like the Switch and even the Xbox and stuff like that. And then you'll get a couple exclusive here and there from Capcom or from Square Enix, like they're already getting Final Fantasy exclusive anyway, so that wouldn't change, right? But it's a crazy generation, man. It's really going to be a crazy ass generation, and
it is.
I want to see what happens next. Now going forward, if Microsoft buys another big publisher, right? Now, you know, people have some people have their mind at ease, right? That these games are just going to be snatched away from their platform. Other people are disappointed because they wanted to use this as console war, and they don't care about Call of Duty and shit like that. You know what I mean? They don't care about that. So if you're upset because Call of Duty is not going to be exclusive to Xbox in 2025, then you didn't really care about this. You didn't really care about this acquisition anyways. When it comes to you, the gamer, you just cared about it to use it as ammo to throw into the PlayStation fans' faces and stuff like that. Hey, we got Call of Duty. What do y'all got? But you didn't really care about the games anyway. So
I don't even think.
Yeah,
I got a comment towards that, but I will hold off.
Yeah, I know, because I'm talking to
you. Addict, man, your thought. I didn't get to watch your video in regards to this this news, but I know you have some thoughts on it.
It's kind of interesting because I've been on the standpoint from the start that these are going to be multiplayer, like I said from the start. But what's interesting the most about it is Hogue said on Twitter to not even take that statement on face value. So I don't, and he literally is a manager that does this stuff for a living. Yeah. So it's just like, look, like at the end of the day, it doesn't even matter if it's exclusive or not, because the whole point, I personally feel like they're doing this because it's not for Xbox. They're doing this because that price was too good to turn on. They impulse buy the shit. So I do think that there is a chance that, okay, you know, they're saying this strictly for, you know, whatever that thing's called. Yeah. Antitrust.
Trying to appease the FTC.
No, but that's like
go ahead.
The thing is I don't think that, like, people are running with they're running with the what's the word I'm looking for? They're running with the narrative that they said everything. No, they didn't. They said popular titles. They never said everything. So I would say you would see something like Overwatch. You know, that's most likely going to be on PlayStation. I would say that something like Call of Duty's definitely on PlayStation.
Yeah,
I do think
money makers. Yeah, the big money makers.
I do think Diablo's still up in the air because that's more of a PC thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't.
Diablo 4. I think Diablo 4 is going to be on PlayStation, but after that, yeah, it'll probably be exclusive.
But as far as like the Call of Duty thing, I don't think they care if Call of Duty's on PlayStation because I think they're going to make that. They're going to make that bi-yearly, and it's going to have the less effect anyway. So they're just like, look, like, yeah, PlayStation's getting Call of Duty every 2 years. Because the way that they're moving over there makes me think that they're going to let other developing studios over there do something else besides Call of Duty, and that's going to push that back in general. So, you know, I said in my video when they announced this, I don't give a shit about this. Like, they literally bought the company that I cared about least. Like, literally, they bought the company I care about least. I was more excited for the Bethesda thing because I actually like their games. I don't care about Call of Duty. I like Overwatch. Overwatch is a good game. But, you know, regardless, I was going to play that anyway. So it's just like nothing they have here is going to benefit me whatsoever. So I never cared if these are the... But I've always said that, look, like, Call of Duty... It extends gaming in a lot of ways. Like, this isn't something that's small. Like, this is a this is more about money. This is about, one, they want to make sure that this deal goes through. Two, they want to make sure that pulling Call of Duty would be a huge PR hit to them. Because I know a lot of people would because right now they're trying to keep that good grace they have with the media, with the influencers. And the last thing they need is people saying how anti-consumer they are. So, you know, at the end of the day, this was made for, we want to get into a different revenues. We need this PC stuff. We need this popping. We need this mobile stuff popping. Like, and we're going to have Call of Duty day and Game Pass. Like, that's how I see it. I don't really see anything.
But they're going to get rid, though. Like, that's this, all it is about both of these companies is just that they're going to be making cash from competitors and on their own. Like, on their own, their marketplaces. Like, they're gonna, like, why would you cut off like an extra limb, like a limb period? Like, why would you do that? Like, when you can add to it, like you could, like, you're just gonna get more money, and more money for these companies means more experiences for you.
Well, like, I also think that they're trying to improve the overall work environments that's at Activision
over there.
And pushing out a Call of Duty every year is one of the core issues in terms of like the crunching and stuff. Now, when it comes to the dudes doing some crazy stuff over there, like, only thing that's going to stop that is people going to jail.
People going to jail, people getting fired over there.
So it's just like, look, like I said from the start, I came here last week and said that most likely these games are going to be multi-plat. Now, I did think Overwatch has a good chance Overwatch is going to be an exclusive, but clearly on here, you know, that's still a big title, and they want to. Here's the thing: at the end of the day, Microsoft is in the business of building communities, and I don't think this is like, you know, people keep saying this is like a money thing. This is not a money thing. PlayStation gives them money, but they don't really care about that because they're looking at the long growth. They care about building communities that's going to constantly be dipping their toe in the Game Pass, dipping their toe into Overwatch, dipping their toe into Call of Duty. That is their goal. Regardless if it's sold on PlayStation, it's like Phil Spencer said over the Bethesda. Sure, it would be cool if we got their money, but we don't need PlayStation's money.
Yeah, you don't need it. Yeah. But they're not gonna turn down extra cash though. Like, I mean, like that, like you said, yeah, it would be cool. But I mean, like, as long as like Call of Duty sells on PlayStation, like there's more shit coming to them. And like you said, they're gonna be building the communities, they're gonna be building the support, and like building these communities where people feel like welcome to keep coming back.
Let me address someone in the comment section. He says, then just go third party. Why is people automatically assuming they're going third party just because of this? Look, they bought Activision, one of the biggest publishers in existence. They already bought Bethesda. They're mad worried the government's going to shut them down. So they will do whatever they have to get that into consideration to where they can actually win that. Because if they lost this this deal,
it cost them
it's going to it's going to cost them a lot, and they're more interested in building those brands. Because think about it, they bought that for like $30 billion less. Like they could easily, once the economy's doing better, once they get their whole company out of their ass, they could easily sell that company to someone else for more than what they bought it for.
Yeah.
All right. My thoughts. All right. A lot of people are like laughing at me because they're thinking I'm mad because Xbox want to keep, is going to keep things like on PlayStation and stuff.
You
like
did
that.
seem kind of mad on Twitter.
No,
I'm mad.
You were upset.
Just be honest. Just be honest, dude.
I am being honest.
Salty.
I am being
You
brutally.
were-
I'm being
you were-
brutally
you were
honest,
upset, man.
I'm
It's okay.
upset, but I'm not upset. You think I'm upset for that reason? Here's the thing. Because even when this deal went through, and even when we talked about that, the possibility of Xbox buying EA and stuff like that, knowing certain games would have to remain multi-plat, but the excitement would be Game Pass and all this other shit. And so Call of Duty, I also prepared myself for the idea because, like, man, I'm not a Call of Duty guy. I play the games and I skip them often because they don't go on sale. But like. I'm happy to
Vanguard did. That shit went on sale real fast.
I'm happy to play them, but so it's not that I'm upset. I wouldn't be mad. Like, I'm happy for all the other games. I would, like, for example, I would lobby for Overwatch or Diablo or whatever, Crash, Spyro to be exclusive. If I get all those other games exclusive and Call of Duty remains multiplayer, I don't really care. What happens is it's like, okay, they say they're going to support PlayStation beyond the agreement. So I was like, okay, so they're going to operate as, okay, well, all right, cool. That doesn't bother me. But then I started to sit down and think, I was like, damn, Ghostwire Tokyo really looks kind of interesting, but it has to be on PlayStation for a fucking year. Oh, I have to wait all the way until September to play Deathloop because, PlayStation, they do what they do. Oh, yeah, Forspoken. I like
you don't. You got PS5.
Looks.
You got
Fuck
PS5.
the PlayStation 5. I'm selling that piece of shit. But
damn,
so
like Microsoft don't have time to
did I think about games like Forspoken? Damn, that game looks fucking good. Oh, I can't play it on Xbox until 2025. I'll be fucking 40 years old before I can play
going to flop.
that
don't
damn game.
Don't even worry about that piece of shit game.
Yeah, but it's the principle. It's like these guys are able to acquire studios left and right, and they don't have to face the scrutiny. They're able to go out and buy third-party exclusives and keep games off of Xbox, and they don't face no scrutiny. And then Xbox, literally, the idea of Xbox potentially having an exclusive, it sends people into a frenzy. You get these fuckboys going on TikTok videos, shaking their head all over the fucking place, complaining and scaring everybody into like World War IV.
The thing is, though, kid, Microsoft don't give two fucks about these people. They're not doing this because of the TikTok trends. They're not doing this from the Twitter trends. They're doing this because they're scared half to death that the government will shut this deal down. Like, I'd understand if I felt like it was a reactionary, like they came out with an initial statement kind of saying they're going to pull them. Yeah. But I feel like this was always the go. It's like, look, like, we want these IPs because regardless what people seem like, there's more to this deal than just gaming. They want that PC store. They want that mobile market. And not to mention, there's a giant streaming war going on right now where people are spending mad amounts of money on content to put on their services. And they're going to buy the Overwatch community, the Diablo community. You know how much money they can make off just making a Diablo TV show and they don't have to do shit, just license it out?
Yeah, big facts though. A Diablo TV show would be
like they're willing to play it nice when it comes to the gaming side of it, because this is more than just gaming. This isn't just gaming. But the thing, Bethesda was just gaming. It was just business.
I get it, but the thing is, I'm responding from a point of like, a gamer, and everybody keeps saying, "But you have a PlayStation." I don't really care about having a PlayStation. It's like it's there. The shit runs like fucking once a quarter, if anything. But like. The idea is just that it's really principle. I just don't like this idea that like it feels like Xbox has to supply PlayStation and in some cases Nintendo and everything is goody, but PlayStation doesn't get that same scrutiny. Like they probably got another 10 games lined up that should be multi-plat that's going to be exclusive to your platform even after this. And they're like, well, they're giving you guys Destiny. I don't play Destiny, so I don't care. This Bungie deal, when people thought I was going to be mad at the Bungie deal, like I was not mad at all. I was like, cool, nice. Now PlayStation got like something legit that some people care about, you know what I mean, as far as multiplayer wise. But
it was like dudes was thinking,
and it's like I said,
Halo, like it was like holy shit.
The biggest thing that I honestly and truly feel, obviously they get the Call of Duty license, but the ability to market that Call of Duty is so big, and I think people sleep on that marketing because that marketing could single-handedly win you an entire generation.
Yeah,
just
but
that
Microsoft doesn't win back the marketing rights after that. It's still going to be marketed as a PlayStation.
But sooner or later,
that's not true.
No. Look,
all they said is that they're going to keep making the game available on PlayStation, but that doesn't mean that when that agreement, the current agreement,
but.
That doesn't mean that there's another. That doesn't mean that there's another marketing agreement in place for PlayStation.
They're not going to make another marketing agreement.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't know. What's good? Because we don't because they may have made a deal with this Modern Warfare that's coming out this year, where they get an exclusive mode for a year, like they did the last time.
No, but that's this. Once those contracts
we'll talk about the
existing contracts. 2020. They said the end of 2023 because there's still 3 left. And that's why they're doing the Warzone 2 this game and next year. That is over. And I would be baffled if they give that marketing right back to Sony. They're not doing that.
Why would you do that? Like if you take the marketing deal to Xbox, right?
A couple years in.
Yeah, if I'm Microsoft,
well, it was 2016 when that was originally signed, so it's been, and that contract's been going for years now. Like it's at the end of the of the time.
But I don't want. I want to say something to Smooth. Like you're still getting exclusive. That like I don't understand. Like
Xbox, it's not about exclusive though. I don't care that the games are.
No, but you're saying oh Sony they got all these timed exclusive and nobody. And so does Xbox. They got a couple of timed exclusive as well too.
Xbox timed exclusives are so fucking small. The games that be like 2 months exclusives.
That's on Xbox. That's on them.
The thing is though, is there isn't
like,
really
a
huge
Sony
difference.
Can operate differently.
Hold on, what we saying that?
There isn't really a huge difference than going to someone like Square Enix and getting the majority of their Eastern market to make timed exclusives for PlayStation and buying a company. The only difference is Microsoft owns the IPs. They don't not own them. And I think that's where Kid Smooth is talking. Is like, look, Sony went to Square Enix and got timed exclusives on the entire Eastern market when it comes to the Final Fantasies, the Forsaken, Final Fantasy 16, Final Fantasy Remake, Final Fantasy Remake 2, and not to mention anything that we don't even know and no one says anything about it. But Microsoft goes out and buys a whole company, they just skip it. They don't even deal with it.
That's not true. Nobody says nothing about it. So many people come out and say that's anti-consumer. You know, these games need to be multi-plat.
Yeah, like they
on a smaller scale though.
No.
One at a time, yo. One at a time.
How many times have the media came out or people came out and said that?
I have not seen one article.
No, come on.
Nah, not to that degree. You can't talk about one article in 3 years and act like everyone's saying
one article.
Then show me.
A lot of people, when Final Fantasy was made exclusive, right? Majority of people are happy because most of the people are on PlayStation, right? But a lot of people on Xbox are pissed off about that.
What was the response to that?
Chris, about that
what was the response to that? Buy a PlayStation.
Okay, just like what is
buy a PlayStation? Okay, you have to deal with that.
What
reality?
The
issue is, listen, if something's exclusive, buy the fucking platform. I think I kind of understand where Smooth is coming from with this as well, because people always said that for PlayStation. You want to play this game, buy a PlayStation. You want to play this game, buy a PlayStation.
But when it comes to Xbox, they say they shouldn't do that.
They shouldn't do it. Why would you do this? Why would you keep Call of Duty an exclusive? But we know Call of Duty isn't exclusive.
Yeah,
so Microsoft is kind of forced to play nice. Microsoft is forced to play nice every single time when it comes down to shit like this. But other companies, it doesn't matter.
Microsoft is choosing to. They're choosing.
I mean, yes, they are. And me, I would be grimy as fuck because, hey, if you want to play that game, we can play that same game too. We got more money than
You
you.
don't want to be on that.
Microsoft choice.
We got more money than you. We can
You
keep
don't
this
wanna-
game on this platform.
You don't want to be that
grimy.
grimy on that large scale, though, bro. It's
Yeah,
a lot
nah,
of
I give you
people
the
on
Here's the thing.
PlayStation.
Microsoft can't afford.
Right? Hold up.
Microsoft-
I'll give you the perfect example. When they did that Tomb Raider shit, and you saw how they pulled back, they backtracked, like they literally shortened the exclusivity that they had, like that timed exclusivity. Did nobody give a fuck? Like even the public, like you had people in the public, how you say, hey yo, bro, like I could find articles or I could find this or that. Like there were literal articles from like multiple publications to where people were pushing down, like they were like fucking really pushing down on them about this. It's like, hold the fuck up. And then you have all these other accounts of them where it's like exclusivity, like it's like they're shook, like they're scared to even go for like a 5 or 6 month jump. They like, nah, fuck that, like we gonna do 2 months, or like maybe that's just the company that's like putting that on the table. It's like, yeah, bro, for Stalker, so we're going to do 2 months exclusivity. What the fuck is that? And then you have to compare that to your competitor, from which they can get like a fucking plethora, like a whole goddamn buffet, and be like, yeah, bro, this shit's about to be like a year, 2 years. And it's just like, you know damn well. And it's just like, you know, like this is reality. This isn't fanboying. This isn't none of that shit. This is reality. That if Microsoft would have did that in the same fucking breath, you would have had IGN, you would have had fucking people from Unlocked jumping up their ass like, yeah, this doesn't feel right. Like this feels like horrible. Why are they doing this to these other gamers? Like all
I
those
mean,
PlayStation
for
gamers, they're not
Spoken
gonna
is a
get this game.
2-year timed exclusive,
Bro,
and no one
they were
really
happy
said
about
anything.
the Activision. They were
Ain't
happy about the
nobody checking for
Activision
first
Blizzard.
spoken.
Different. Like we're talking about just the time.
Bro,
exclusive.
no. Because hold on. See, the whole thing with like Forspoken and Starfield, people need to get off of that, right? Because those are 2 new IPs. That's not. Those aren't franchises that were established and then all of a sudden taken off. That's not the same
I'm
thing.
talking about just like the Final Fantasy shit alone. It's just like they really pushed down upon that. And it's
No. But you also, here's the thing, right?
Sony,
just like hold on, right? Just like when people would be like, "Whoa, you know, the devs ain't making money on Game Pass." What is the thing people say? Well, the devs are the ones making the deal with Xbox, right? They see a lucrative deal with Microsoft. They put their games on Game Pass. It's the same thing with these exclusive or timed exclusive, right? The reason why Sony has a lot of advantages is because they have the biggest market share, right? So they have a lot of advantages.
Paying for those, like Sony's paying.
Yeah, they pay for them, but
like
also the third parties say yes. It's not, Sony doesn't force it upon them. They say yes. They say, yeah, we will do this deal with you.
That's not the argument, though.
Let me
The
say
argument is
one
the
thing.
outcry, not the deals.
Let me say one thing.
Perception is different.
Let me say one thing real quick about the whole thing. I agree with Addict in the fact that whoever holds the marketing deal for Call of Duty can essentially win a generation, because there are so many Call of Duty players within this community. A lot of people buy a system just to play Call of Duty and a couple of other games a year. That's it, right? So the ability to say, hey, you have Call of Duty on Xbox, you can get it through Game Pass, you can get all this content through Game Pass, plus all these other games, it's going to be huge. Imagine slapping the next Treyarch game on the back of an Xbox and be like, yo, you can get this shit for as low as $10 a month. Call of Duty, Halo, all these different games on Xbox. Like, that's going to be huge. Instead of spending $70 for the next gen version, it's in Game Pass. Like, you know how much systems and how much subscriptions you're going to gain just off of that alone? Plus all these other new IPs you have coming out?
You know what's funny, Smooth?
Yeah.
We literally just came from a year where Deathloop was exclusive because they snatched that up. This year, the other game, whatever that game's called, Crossfire Tokyo is exclusive. We know they try to get Starfield. They literally try to get for 3 years almost every game coming out for Bethesda as an exclusive. But that was okay. But Microsoft buys the whole damn company and make them exclusive. That's not okay.
I think the issue is that none of those games that you mentioned are huge, big games as a service that make so much money every single year. Every single game that you mentioned are new IPs. They're not taking anything away from anybody. You know, that's the only thing that I'm like, that's where I see where like people are like, damn, they're taking away Call of Duty. Like, that's huge. Nobody was like, damn, they're taking away Deathloop. oh damn, I can't. You know,
Regardless
I can't play or
if they're new IPs or not, it's still games that was sleuthed
No,
at the very
for
end.
sure.
You know what? I'm sorry. I'm back on this shit. You're just going to get timed out. Keep fucking with me, chat. I literally will time you out. Smooth will have to go back afterwards and untime you guys. I'm not playing with you guys in here trying to troll shit anymore. You guys can go somewhere with that shit. Go. There's plenty of podcasts that accept that kind of shit. I'm not. So if you come in here with some fuck shit, I'm gonna put your ass right into jail.
God damn, Eddie, it's all right. Like they fuck boys.
Somebody said I was it. I'm not a real gamer. Let's compare trophies and achievements and stuff like in game time. Because of my opinion, my opinion have really honestly is not really about Activision. It's about what Xbox has to do to get approval from the public versus what and PlayStation can like act in status quo, you know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know why I have to be a real guy. I need to want games like Street Fighter and Final Fantasy and stuff to remain. I don't know why I need them to remain exclusive to PlayStation to be a real gamer, but
I don't know. Like that's
the whole thing with you, Smooth, is that
talking about
like to me, like if like when I get an Xbox, right? Like games like you know, say I was in the Hellblade 1, now it's exclusive to Hellblade 2 is exclusive to Xbox or whatever, right? Or these other exclusives that Xbox have. If Microsoft came out and they got some other, you know, big exclusive, say like I don't know, BioShock 4 or some shit like that is exclusive, right? I don't have an issue with that. Like I understand, like that's why you buy multiple consoles. Like I don't understand why you personally have an issue of like, oh, you're not going to be able to play this game when you have a PlayStation to play the game. You know, I can understand people who don't have a PS5 and they can afford it and it's hard to get one right now and they really want to play Forspoken or they want to play Final Fantasy VII remake integrate and shit like that. They're into those games and they don't have a PlayStation to play it.
Xbox though. That's all. It's not that I just want to play it.
I have an issue when people, these massive companies come in at the dead ass end almost a lot of these exclusives and they just buy the timed exclusive. They didn't really implement any real amount of, you know, nurturing that title when it was in development. They just come in at the end and be like, "You're mine now, bitch." Like it's just like, to me, if you help fund a game from the ground up, you're the reason it's being made. And then you are real. That makes more sense to be a timed exclusive. But if you're literally just going out there buying timed exclusives because you need those timed exclusives, I guess it doesn't really matter to me. But at the same time, that's not the argument. The argument is the industry only really claps at Microsoft when they do it. They don't clap at Sony. Sony will go out and book 2 publishers for 3 years, all of the games for 3 years, and no one says nothing. But Microsoft starts buying those publishers. That's the issue, because people value the fact that Microsoft bought the company. They don't like that. And they are, Sony's okay because they just timed exclusive. It's like, look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Both are taking away experiences that should be on all platforms, regardless if one was bought and one wasn't bought.
But what I'm all right, hold up. What I'm saying is this is what I stayed hooked on, because the response was never the same. It was never the same. And with that Tomb Raider shit, like I think Xbox helped out in some way, if it was like publishing or whatever. Like they put some money towards that fucking second Tomb Raider game. And like they were just like, yeah, like it's gonna be exclusive for like, what was that, like a year, 6 months, whatever. Like that shit. The response from that, like you had even I think it was the Legary or one of them, like they were all over that shit. Like everybody was all over them, and the response was never the same. And it's just like somebody else could do that same fucking thing, and it's just like Xbox, the response is never the same to them. And that's just like one thing that's always stuck out in my mind was that Tomb Raider thing. And it's just like ever since that point, they've not moved the same with timed exclusives. Like they knew that they couldn't. Like the media would be up their ass like no other. Like, so that's why they don't move that way. Like if you couldn't tell, like ever since that point, like they've changed with time exclusivity for sure. Like the time on that is very short. Like it's very short because they know that other people on other platforms Like you're gonna have the media, like, and they gonna be talking about him, like they gonna be whining for him and all types of shit. They're gonna be like, God damn, shit, my son's over there crying. He can't play this game. All he has is a PS5. It's like, bro, are you fucking serious? Like, what about, like, what is the response to the people who only have Xbox?
Now, I think
Like, they never cared
I
to
think
say that, hey,
today-
yo, only these people have an Xbox.
I think
Like, they
today,
didn't care.
I think today the media is very different from the media during that, because you also got to remember when that whole Tomb Raider thing was announced, Microsoft was they were getting a lot of shit because of their whole DRM, because of their Xbox One launch. So a lot of people just fucking hated Xbox, right? At that point.
Yeah.
So it amplified that, because Microsoft was just like the evil big bad company that tried to screw people over, was always online, no use games, right?
True.
And stuff like that. So that kind of heightened that up. But I think we see more of a shift, man. We see more of a shift this generation with a lot of the media complaining about a lot of shit
Well,
with
they doing
PlayStation.
some good things.
The media
Yeah,
doesn't.
you
The media doesn't.
the $10 upgrades, the whole, they were saying how last year in November, December, PlayStation didn't have nothing, right? Even though the year before that they had a whole bunch of games launching.
Yeah.
The screw, the
Basing off
SSD
of one
inconvenience with the
chick's
SSD and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, but
The thing is,
PlayStation
though,
didn't- no, my bad. Go ahead.
the media doesn't care what console's doing better, what console's not doing better. They care
Yeah,
about what the community's going to click their article about. And
Yeah.
if the community is clowning on PlayStation that week, they're going to make more PlayStation articles. If the community's clowning on, and I'm talking about our community, I'm talking about like the gaming community in general. If they're clowning on Xbox, they're going to make an Xbox article that week. They go where the clicks are, they go what pays their bills. And I don't even care about timed exclusives. People in that chat going with their own narrative, and that's fine. You can go with the ignorant ass shit. I care about where I could play stuff, and I have all the consoles, so I don't care where it is. But at the end of the day, I do know that when Microsoft does certain things, they don't get that pass go collect $200 thing. And people keep saying, like, for instance, people said from Kingdom coming back, oh, nurturing this, nurturing that. But when Bungie was bought, ain't nobody saying nothing. They just overlook that. Where the nurturing, where that happened? It's like,
you know what, Addict? When they said the whole organic growth thing, right? When they said that was about like a year ago, right? I think it was Jim Ryan that said that. I said, I don't like that they say that, because when they buy a company that's not known, to be an organic growth for PlayStation, they're gonna look like complete hypocrites, and that's exactly what they did. That's what it's like every time they say something, I was like, I expect the opposite to happen.
And the funny thing,
every
Chris,
time Jim steps in it,
they had bids in for Warner Brothers. They tried to get that company. They had bids in for the people that own Warframe. They tried to get that company. And how the hell is any of those organic? And I've always had the standpoint that these console manufacturers have organically helped grow all of these studios because they've worked with them for 15 to 20 years. And some consoles more than others. Someone said Dead Rising. I don't know if you're talking about, like, Microsoft has always had its hands in the Dead Rising jar. If I remember correctly, the first one was an exclusive. The third one was an exclusive. And the fourth one was a timed exclusive. They've always had their hands on that run.
They funded all Dead Rising games, but maybe Dead Rising 2.
Yeah. And nobody went up in arms about Dead Rising exclusive. I like the 2 and 3. That's the one I played.
3 was the best.
Yeah, I like the one because that's the one I bought when the Xbox One launched. That's why I got the Xbox One. It was for that and Killer Instinct. But, fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. My bad. Go ahead. What?
Alan Page, why is he screaming? I just talk loud. Like, why does people always think like I'm always emotional 24/7? First off, I have a very sensitive mic and I turn it up and down all the time. I should probably turn it down, but since I know it's bothering you, Alan, I'm not turning shit down. You're gonna have to deal with this, or you're gonna have to get the fuck up out of the podcast. How about that?
Yeah, like the Addict's just been loud ever since I've heard the man. So it's just like I'm used to that shit.
Look, I like Dead Rising. I've always felt like, that's a good franchise that has a future. But it's like, look, if they want to invest in, here's the thing, Microsoft, they still are interested in the timed exclusive stuff, but they're not as desperate as they used to be. They got stuff
because they got all these publishers now.
They got stuff in the talk when it comes to stuff like that. I do feel like there are some things that they still need, like they need a head-to-head fighter, where they need one really bad. Sony. And people always bring up, well, Sony doesn't have a head fighter. Sony don't need one. They own Evo, and they're the platform that plays the majority of them any damn way. They don't need them.
Yeah, they don't.
I mean, they already got fighting games exclusive by default, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
They got a bunch of fighting games, but now
look at Alan Page. It's not bothering me. Don't be an internet thug. I could change your life in ways you've never seen, white boy.
Hey, yo, they real hard on this.
Was like when Kid Smooth mentioned when he mentioned Street Fighter. Because you need to understand that Street Fighter in particular, other games you could say, yeah, it's only just money had at them, right? But Street Fighter wouldn't have been made if it wasn't for Sony literally funding the game. They literally put the money for the game to be made. Because Capcom was going broke at that.
Why did they put it on PC? PlayStation wasn't supporting PC like that when that game came out.
I don't know, probably because they didn't really care if it came to PC. They just wanted that game exclusive to the PlayStation platform. But I think we're gonna start seeing a lot of those too, like further. Like I think Bungie is gonna make a game, but it's gonna be PC and PlayStation, and they're able to still do the multi-plat, but it'll be a new IP, right? And that's the thing that people gotta understand is like, so whenever that happens. Right, I don't want to hear. See, they're still making exclusive games where Microsoft's keeping, Call of Duty, a well-known IP that's been going around for 20 years on PlayStation. It's like for the new IPs, I understand that. That's why I understand why Microsoft has said no, Starfield is exclusive because Starfield it hasn't made its big impact. Is big impact.
Like, yo, I'm about to head off this for the night. Okay, you guys be good. You guys be safe. Enjoy gaming. Call of Duty coming to Game Pass pretty soon this year, and hey
man, you know the
have
deal.
A good night. Shout out to Addict. Shout out to everyone here in the panel. Make sure you guys drop a like and share the stream, and peace, bro.
Appreciate you.
It's like look, regardless what happens with this, it's like I always said, the worst case scenario, Call of Duty and that stuff is day in day on Game Pass. Like that's all Microsoft really cares about. They don't really need Call of Duty as an exclusive. They mainly need it to feed Game Pass. And that's what makes the most sense. Like, if you think about it, Call of Duty being exclusive, that's going to help Microsoft and probably sell a lot of units and maybe take some from PlayStation. But at the end of the day, that's mainly before Warzone. Now, you'll still have people that will choose the Xbox platform because they're going to want to be able to do both. But Warzone being free to play, you could just play that on PlayStation and be fine. It's not this. It doesn't do the same effect that it used to do. Battle Royale is never going anywhere. And I do see people in the chat talking. Look, I get it. Some people think I'm an aggressive person. I'm not. It's just how I talk. And I apologize to Mr. Owlin if he feels away. It's not my intention to upset anyone. I'm just talking the way I talk. That's all. I could turn my stuff down, but I'm not going to because that's just too much work. I want Microsoft to nurture what they currently have now. I don't want them to constantly keep expanding unless it's like Sega or something like that, because I feel like they need an Eastern studio. But unless it's that, I would prefer them just to calm down. I don't got bipolar disorder.
Only reason why I would want Xbox to buy
y'all
Sega
shouldn't build that
so
around like that. So.
They have those select studios that fail to release games on Xbox to stop doing that shit. That's the only thing. But I could care less. I don't want them. Matter of fact, I wouldn't be upset if this deal didn't go through. Because
I wouldn't care. I really wouldn't care.
They could take that $70 billion and put it to actual studios that they don't need to get approval for.
Kid, imagine if it didn't go through. I feel like Microsoft would immediately buy another publisher. Immediately, because they couldn't get Activision, but I do think they could get a lot of other people. No one's gonna say nothing. Like
Absolutely.
if they didn't buy that, man, they would go straight to like a Capcom or a Square Enix, and by the day of that. Of them getting that deal canceled, they would have papers drawn up for another company.
Well, did you see that it was a Japanese analyst that came out? I think it was 2 days ago. I got the article that said it is extremely, extremely unlikely that a Japanese developer or publisher, a big publisher, would sell to Microsoft.
I've been told by people at Microsoft that Japanese and American thing exists, but there's mad loopholes, and their lawyers definitely in that caliber that have the loopholes.
But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I mean, if it don't go through, I'm definitely gonna be trolling. I'm definitely gonna have a blast that day because it's gonna be funny watching all the fanboys squirm around and stuff like that. But I don't see with this statement now, right? With the whole like, yo, we ain't taking Call of Duty off. We still gonna get, these big Blizzard Activision games that already have large communities. They're still gonna continue to be on PlayStation, even future games or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. I think that they're saying that now because the whole anti trusting and whatnot. So.
I mean, that's like they could have said that from the beginning because whole log said like that's like procedure, like that's like standard shit. So it's like, I mean, they could have said that just to kind of like lighten the pressure.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, listen, I like that dude too. Like he's very knowledgeable, and I watch his stuff from time to time. That whole logs dude, but he still don't know what's going on internally with all the details and stuff like that. So we still got.
He knows a lot more than you think, though. Yeah. He knows a lot more.
I know. I'm saying that. I'm not, trying to negate his words or anything like that. But at the same time, it's still.
I understand. He's not a lawyer doing it. So
yeah, exactly. So there's still things.
Yeah, he's not in the
internally that he doesn't know that we still have to wait in time to see how it all plays out.
Look,
but
at
that's
the end of
what
the day,
I was saying at first. It was just like kind of wait until we get word from the big man's mouth for real. That's what it was. Just like I was just cautious, and I mean, shit, I wasn't running with like, yeah, they about to, yeah, but I'd rather hear it from them saying, okay, yeah, like these games are still gonna be there, like, and it's just like like you said, from a business standpoint, it makes fucking sense. Like we can't keep thinking like fanboys at the end of the day, like that shit. It's not going like your expectations are so high as a fanboy that like anything that doesn't go your way, like you're gonna be really fucking hurt. And so it's just like, or you won't have ammunition to go at people with. And so,
see, and the thing is though, when it comes to this console war nonsense going, that's why I'm like so hard on the chat now. It's like if you're gonna bring here that console war nonsense, like that was 2000. That's so. I've been on this platform too long. I don't even know why Smooth lets you guys run wild in this chat like he does. Like it's just like, well, see, that's the point though, Smooth. If you want to really organically grow, you're gonna have to make sure people feel comfortable in your chat, Smooth.
Yeah, that's true too.
They can't make any. Yeah, that's not the people you want in your chat, Smooth.
Yeah, you got.
I stopped paying attention to them a long time ago. It's I'm like, all right, y'all got it, man. Y'all got it.
Look, all I'm saying is if we got to stop giving these console warrior people and we got to stop giving them so much power. And sometimes, Smooth, you gotta calm the fuck down.
Yes,
Smooth be tripping, man. And you know what's crazy? If you look at some of Smooth's most craziest console war tweets, that shit got 1,000+ likes. I don't get it.
Yeah,
like
like they love
because it's funny. No,
they love.
Bro.
I like him all the time. Like,
bro, Smooth ain't the worst with it though, bro.
I've been
lately.
Like it's because since we know Smooth, like we know that not to take him seriously. But a lot of people on Twitter don't really know him like that, so they take what he's saying.
Right. Yeah. Some people be like, he really mean it. I'm like, dude, no, it's not really that serious. He's really messing with y'all because he know how y'all gonna react. But yo, I seen a few people recently, bro, and the stuff they be saying, I'm like, why ain't nobody checking these? I'm gonna call names out because this is just funny. It's not on purpose like that. But the dude Rome said gaming is dying, and would it really? I'm like, hold on, dude, wait. What are y'all talking about?
No.
Like, gaming is like at an all-time high, making money. Yeah. And then when I said that to him, he was like, "I buy my game." Like, these dudes is bro. These dudes are gone. Like they don't even. And the guy Brett, like oh my god, I was watching him. Like Smooth talk to him. I'm like, what is this dude talking about, bro? Like the fear thing.
I've always told Smooth. When it comes to certain individuals that he argues with on a regular, just mute them. It's doing nothing, Smooth. Like you're literally like, man, I don't want to put your business out there, but some of your issues is because how you be acting on Twitter, man. You be getting your blood pressure to like high as hell daily on Twitter.
Yeah, it's like they don't know you be fucking with them, bro.
I already know. Because I already know when this news came out. I already know what Smooth be thinking. He's like, I already know that he knows when he's scrolling through the timeline, he's gonna get pissed because he's gonna see a bunch of PlayStation guys trolling with this news. So he said, you know what? I'm just gonna say, PlayStation breeds beta males. Just
the thing is, though, Chris, is they're used to that response they get from Smooth, so they press him. It's like after a certain amount of time, Smooth, if you just leave, like you let these people argue with you in Block City and Mute City where they can't see you, you don't see them, like they'll leave you alone eventually. But you keep giving them all this power.
Oh, Smooth. Remember the post about the chick that posted all the Spider-Man games on Xbox? And she was bragging like, well, you got these to play. I'm like, you just like made his point about keeping, existing games off the platform. It's not the same because Marvel wanted them exclusive. I'm like,
I don't
what?
mind. I don't mind timed exclusives. The only thing I was saying earlier is, I do feel personally like when Microsoft does certain things to get their self-content, I do feel like the industry itself's not as accepting as Sony going out there and getting pretty much timed exclusiving two publishers.
Well, that's kind of close because Spider-Man was always on both consoles. That's what I'm saying. Like they was having this narrative that, oh, it's an existing franchise, it shouldn't be exclusive. I'm like, but the Spider-Man thing, like, oh, it was Marvel that made the decision. Like, what? Are you serious? Like, Marvel don't have a dog in the race. Like,
Sony did what they did what they were supposed to. They had that Spider-Man, because I can't prove that this happened, but I'm convinced the very first time they went in there to negotiate Spider-Man being in the MCU, they're like, yeah, but we want a Spider-Man game exclusive on the PlayStation, and they agreed to that. And then the second time where Spider-Man was almost took out of the MCU, it's awfully convenient that a year and a half after that those arrangements was made, Wolverine gets announced. So like Sony doing was Sony's using that relationship to the fullest. It's just at the end of the day they don't have the money. When it comes to buying publishers, buying studios, the only difference is when Sony puts out a bid, people can outbid them. Microsoft could literally outbid almost everyone in the world besides a handful of companies. And that is the difference. The difference is when Microsoft puts out a bid and they really want it, they're probably going to get it.
I don't think they could have got Spider-Man though. I think the relationship with Sony.
That had nothing to do with Sony. I was talking
Sony
about.
Sony hasn't really bought.
I know what you were saying.
A publisher, I think they are, but they haven't really bought a publisher yet. The biggest thing that they bought was Bungie. And they say that they're staying multi-plat, but I
don't believe a damn thing they say. I don't believe a damn.
Well, yeah, I know. They're gonna have exclusives come out of Bungie. Like I believe that 100%.
I thought that was a good purchase, though.
All the other acquisitions, were studios that were already making games for them. Even the Fire Sprite, which they haven't made a big AAA game, but they were making VR games for PlayStation. So all the other acquisitions that Sony has done has been like the quote unquote, organic and stuff like that. The only unnatural one was the Bungie thing.
Haw said, bro, Destiny owns Spider-Man gaming IP. Just ask Xbox to get licensing for it and make their own Spider-Man game. It's not that simple. You don't think when Sony made that deal, they put in the clause that no one else can use this but us? Absolutely. You don't think Sony didn't do something like that?
Yeah.
You think Sony would go out there and lose the leverage? What's the point in leveraging that IP if Microsoft can literally just go right behind them and license their own Spider-Man game?
Yeah, that particular Spider-Man, like that version of Spider-Man, right? The one that Insomniac built, like that is exclusive to PlayStation. Like that's not gonna go anywhere else. You know what I mean? Now they may do like an Xbox can probably do a deal with Marvel where they get another version of Spider-Man that maybe they don't have to do Peter or Miles or somebody. Maybe they can do Spider-Gwen.
I don't think they can touch. I don't think they can touch the Spider-Man universe pretty much at all. I think when it comes to Spider-Man, who knows? Like Sony might have been so gangster when they went in there and did those negotiations where they said, "Look, We only making your games, no one else.
Hold on, guys. I'm trying to find. I feel like I missed like a couple.
Also, Spider-Man for Avengers was exclusive as well too.
I don't know how to.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you look at it from like Marvel wise, like beside. No, we hear you.
No, I was trying to say like I can't. I missed some super chats, so I don't know how to like freaking find them. And
I'll find them for you. Just keep talking.
Hit the like button because we peaked at like 200, but none of you guys liked. So yeah, please hit the like
please
button.
Please like and share this out. Like this was
Kid Smooth do backflips on camera if you like it.
Yeah, I can barely do a cartwheel. Sorry about that.
All right, so what's the last super chat you read?
I only read one by Donataku.
Okay, I'll get the rest. What sucks is like all of your stuff is just one thumbnail, so it's hard to find. Like, oh, there's a bunch of Donatakus. Did you get Jason Elliott?
No, I didn't.
All right, let me make sure. Yeah, this is the ninth. Oh no, this is the 9th. Donataku. We got $2 super chat from King Thrash Gaming. Microsoft supports PS more than Xbox? ? Wow. We got a $5 super chat from Donataku. They need Tango to oversee Platinum while they work on Scalebound so they can run on the plug twice. Can I talk about that real quick, Smooth?
Yep.
Yeah, you missed that.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about that too.
If there is an opportunity and the relationship isn't horrible, there's no reason not to finish Scalebound.
Yeah.
Because like, look, Microsoft does not need Scalebound by any means whatsoever. But it's like I said on the Addict show. Imagine being at an E3 version, whatever they replace E3 with, and then they end that with like a cryptic trailer that ends with Scalebound. And it's been highly rumored that Rise Son of Rome 2 is being made too. Like, imagine if they get the marketing rights to that, because I think that would be a multi-play, and they announce both of those games in the same show. Like, Scalebound by itself would be crazy, and I wouldn't care about it, but a lot of people would feel like that Scalebound's like correcting the past.
True. I just somebody else gotta like oversee them, something, micromanage. I don't give a shit. Like, just somebody just has to do that, because what happened that first time around, you can't have it happen again. And then you can't be stepping out there in front of the gunfire just taking all the shots either. Like, I mean, the shit, if you were responsible, then own it. If they were responsible, then fucking own it. But just don't be taking all of that just because you can. Just because you're Microsoft, like, you gonna take that. Like, don't do that, bro. I'm sorry.
All right, Chris, I want to hear your thoughts on this.
Chris.
I think that they should. Yeah, you hear me?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. We got
do I think they should make Scalebound? I mean, yeah. I mean, the game looked pretty cool. I mean, the game was looking rough around the edges and stuff like that. But yeah, the game had a lot of the development issues with Platinum Games. It was mismanaged. They didn't know how to fully utilize the Unreal Engine at the time. They didn't know how to implement a online co-op system at the time, because I don't think they probably made 1 or 2 games maybe before that held online, but nothing too crazy, and whatnot. So the issue with Platinum Games is they're real stubborn. They're real stubborn, and they try to take a lot of projects at once, but they're small and they don't get enough budget, so they tend to overwork themselves a lot of times. And it's actually pretty incredible sometimes the games they're able to pull out to come out with when you think about it. But somebody's background is really loud.
Oh, my bad.
Yo, Nick.
My bad.
But yeah, I mean, people should want that. People should want that to come back, because regardless of how you guys feel about Platinum Games, I really like Platinum Games. I really enjoy a lot of their games. Bayonetta, Nier, the Devil May Cry. Even I know that's Capcom, but Kamiya started that game, so Kamiya, he's ahead of Platinum. He started that game. So when it comes to character action driven like melee combat, like nobody does it better than Platinum. Nobody does it better than Platinum. And the guy that made Devil May Cry 5, the combat designer behind that. Yeah. So I think if they get the right amount of budget if they don't have a lot of projects in the works already, which they already have a couple. They got one coming out next month, and they got Bayonetta 3 and whatnot. And if they're able to get their shit together and manage themselves right, because when Platinum Games is managed well, they create amazing games like a Bayonetta 2, which was fucking amazing, like a Vanquish, which is absolutely amazing, like a Nier Automata, which they work with Yoko Taro and Square
that's
Enix.
amazing.
Right, so whenever they're working with other people, that's when they do extremely well. So if Microsoft is going to do that, maybe they can co-develop with somebody else, you know, who does know how to make a good online system or something like that. It's the same thing that they're doing with Perfect Dark, right? They got the Crystal Dynamics to help co-develop and whatnot. Maybe that's what Platinum needs, but yeah, I mean, I understand some of y'all are salty about how Platinum Games comments in the past about Xbox, how they kind of gave them, you know, the shoulder and stuff like that. But honestly, I really think they're a good developer. It's really sad how much they're struggling, because I don't think a lot of people know that Platinum Games right now is severely struggling right now financially. So I hope
I've heard.
I hope somebody picks them up so they don't go away. That's one of the studios I do not want to go away. They want to remain independent, which is why they haven't been bought yet. And that's part of their stubbornness. Like, Platinum Game is very stubborn, like with a lot of things. But if somebody's able to pick them up, man, like a Nintendo or PlayStation, or even a third party game, or a third party like NetEase or some shit like that. I know a lot of people are fearing NetEase and Tencent, but if you look at what they're doing, they're still making a lot of console games and stuff and publishing console games or whatever. But yeah, the Platinum Games definitely needs, or if Microsoft can buy them, but I don't think people will want that. I think a lot of people will be upset on on both sides, but we'll see. Yeah, I definitely think that they should definitely bring Scalebound back. Definitely, I really enjoy Platinum Games. They make some of the best combat action games.
Gotcha. Okay, so
and Sifu is fire.
See,
fuck
man, that game.
Fuck what y'all heard.
That game.
Fuck what y'all heard. No, fuck what y'all heard. That shit is fire. And you know what's crazy, Smooth? I gotta call you out because you were talking about the graphics of that game.
Yep.
At the same time, you were championing Ashen, which has a similar art style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we know you have.
Yeah, but Ashen didn't cost $50.
Oh, come on. This Sifu don't cost $50. It costs $40.
I see, but
and it's well worth it. Just like Kenna, like, yo, that shit. Well, first of all, shout out to Strictly. I didn't buy Sifu, right? So let me get that out the way, right? But I was definitely gonna buy it. But shout out to Strictly. He gifted me the game, the deluxe edition, so I could play 2 days early. But the game is fucking really good. As far as graphically, it's an indie game. It's a $40 indie game, so it's not. It looks clean, but yeah, you know, some of the details and stuff like that. It's not as clean as AAA games, but the combat is really good, man. Really, really good, and the concepts and the mechanics is really intricate and really in depth when it comes to the martial arts and all the different moves.
Is it similar to Absolver? Because that was their last game, right? I beat that.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same developers. The moves are like fighting game moves, right? You gotta press like down up triangle or up triangle or stuff like that, right? So it has like fighting game inputs for some of the moves, but the game is a little challenging, but it's way more forgiving than like something like a Returnal or like a Dark Souls or whatever. It's way more forgiving because the concept of the game is like when you die, you age, right? And then as you get more death counter, right? So you start at 0 death counter, then you get 1, and then 1 turns into 2, and then 2 turns into 3, and then every time you die, say you have like three deaths so far. Every time, then when you die again, you will age 3 years in the head. And every time you get to 10 years, like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, all the way up to 70, you lose like these little coin thingies, right? That that resurrects you or whatever. But if you're able to maintain the like if I'm dying in my 20s, but I don't go past 30s, because at certain points you can reset your death counter by defeating certain enemies. Mm-hmm. Then if I go from 21 to 22. Usually I'll go from 22 to 23, but when I reset it, it goes back. You only age up one time, and then you don't lose one of your coins when you so you get like a free revive. So you can resurrect yourself like 10 to 15 times. So it's really not. And when you die, you don't have to redo the first level. You just have to redo the current level that where you're at. But you lose some of your progress. You lose some of your moves and stuff like that. But you can unlock your moves permanently if you keep investing into them over and over again. But the boss fights are really well done. The level designs is pretty good. The motion capture, it's really good, man. It's really good. I definitely recommend it, or get it on sale if you don't feel like it's worth $40. Because you're gonna spend at least like 10 hours if like getting all the way through all of them. That whole 2.5 hour bullshit, no, that was blown way out of proportion. No, if anybody can beat that game on their first go in 2.5 hours, I'll buy them a full next gen $70 game. But it has to be your very first time, and you can't know nothing about the game, and it has to be live streamed from beginning to end. If you because I don't think. Nobody's beating that game in 2.5 hours at first try. Nobody, because you're gonna have to go back and redo levels in order to complete the levels at a younger age. So then you can complete the later level. So you have more of a chance at the later levels and stuff like that. So it's really good, man. It's really dope, man. I don't know why Smooth is hating on it. Well, I know why he's hating on it because it's a PS exclusive.
No,
But still, man.
Well, ain't it time though? Like it's like time.
I think people like it because it's not on Xbox. Honestly,
no, that's not true. That's not true.
Why don't standard multi-class get that love?
What do you mean? Guardians of the Galaxy, Resident Evil got that love. Like,
I'm talking about standard.
Smooth. That's Twitter. Smooth. A lot of people. This game ain't gonna hit charts like that, bro.
Oh, I
You
know.
about to
No,
have-
it's not. It's small. It's
Kenna didn't
small.
even hit charts like that. Like, I love Kenna, but like, I mean, damn.
Well, no,
Yeah, I mean-
because it was only digitally, and they didn't count it.
I
In
wonder
the charts,
the
you remember
last
that?
game they made came to Xbox. I wonder if this one going to
It
come.
will, but I ain't gonna be supporting that.
No, it's probably
Treat me
probably
like a
gonna
first
go
class. Forget that. All right, let me read the super chat from Lorenzo Williams. He says Scalebound was the light at the end of the tunnel when there wasn't anything substantial. I was excited, and when it got canceled was when I leaned into my PlayStation. It'd be dope if it came back. I agree with you, man. I
ain't never heard of that. No.
But yeah, like I said, I'm rooting for a return to Scalebound. I hope Phil Spencer sees the article and the Xbox team and they do something with it. I'm curious to see if they were to move forward with it. How quick could they finish it? Because like I said, they had a playable version and it was supposed to come out like that year. It was supposed to come out in 2017, right? And we saw a playable version in 2016. We saw 2 playable demos, a multiplayer demo and a single player demo. We saw a single player demo at E3 2016, and then we saw a multiplayer demo at Gamescom 2016, and then in January 2017, they canceled it. Damn shame.
Hey,
But
manage them fucking games better.
It's-
Right?
it's 10:30, so I'm about to get out of here though.
Yeah, sure, I got a dip.
I do appreciate you guys coming through. You guys turned out today. I'm gonna be around. Pretty sure there's more news coming. I'll probably elaborate more in another video or a separate live stream about my thoughts on this whole Activision thing. But there's a lot of things at play from what I understand. I know they got this deal is going to get scrutinized there. I know they're fighting for approval and it impacts a lot of parties. One thing I do know is PlayStation could actually assist in stopping this deal if they felt like Xbox was acting in bad faith, because when they do these reviews, they do survey the competition in the competing markets, and Sony would be obviously the primary comp. And if PlayStation has a problem with this deal, they could definitely play a role in getting this shit canceled. And that's why I was like to say, if this Activision deal gets canceled, or it doesn't go through, if I would rather Xbox personally buy a bunch of studios that doesn't go through these stupid ass regulations like they did with like the Obsidians and all that other shit.
Yeah,
Like
they should
how
get a
PlayStation
Scobo.
did with
Yeah.
Bungie, where they didn't have to wait for no fucking closure or anything like that. They should just do a bunch of those, and then nobody ain't got shit to say. So we will see though. But I'm in good spirits. I'm in good health. I am not upset. I just don't like this whole double standard thing when it comes to PlayStation, and I still don't like PlayStation's business practices when it concerns exclusive games. You know what I mean? It's like if you're gonna do exclusive, do exclusive. Like I hate PlayStation's.
I'm gonna call cap on that, Smooth, because if Microsoft
on time,
if Microsoft doing the same thing, you wouldn't have an issue with it.
On what? Though? What are they doing?
No, but what I'm saying, if they did the same way, you would have no issues with it.
No, we would, because
I didn't say you. I'm not talking. That's what I said, Smooth.
Yeah, like I would say I would. Shit, like.
So I don't know, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like I feel you. Like I feel you. Like it's just like
if PlayStation bought the studios that they got these exclusive to, you actually wouldn't hear me complain. The only reason why I complain about Spider-Man is because there's this pressure to put like say if Xbox bought EA or some shit like that, right? We know the biggest annual IPs would have to be exclusive. The pressure just by default, no, this can't be exclusive, right? I look at Spider-Man that way. It's not that I'm like, oh, like, you know what I mean? It's some like side piece. Like, no, it's Spider-Man. When I look at Spider-Man, I look at Spider-Man as a global icon, a global hero. So that's why I always, even though I know the first party studio makes it, but I'm not looking at Spider-Man as like some sort of.
But there's a lot of nuances to the Spider-Man. Like there's the whole thing with Sony having the movie rights, right? So they have leverage with that. Plus the previous Spider-Mans weren't, large community, big blockbuster, like selling 20 million a year, and they have large communities on multiple platforms and stuff like that, right? So that's why it's a little bit different when y'all try to say that with the whole Call of Duty. Like, Spider-Man is a global IP and stuff like that. Like Spider-Man's for everybody. Everybody loves Spider-Man. But there's a lot of nuances to the deals with the Sony because, they have movie rights. They put the money up. They got the developers together and stuff like that. So, Microsoft can come out and do something with DC or somebody or Image Comics who owns Spawn. Why don't they could. There's not DC or Marvel. Microsoft can go straight here like, hey, let us get the Coalition, right? People make Gears of War to make a Spawn game or some shit like that. And that's
popular Spider-Man.
But it don't matter. That shit would hit hard.
Good, though, it would
that
work,
would be
though.
hard.
Fuck
Spawn. A lot of of course he's not as popular as Spider-Man, but that will still make a huge impact in the gaming industry. We get a first party AAA Spawn game. Like that would be dope.
Spawn game, that would be so lit. Like, cause
and he's green popular, like Xbox.
But he's a cult classic though. Yeah, like he's a classic comic book character. Like that's like that's classic, bro. Like that, I would love that. Actually,
yeah. Remember when Soul Calibur 2 had their character exclusive, and the one that was exclusive to Xbox was Spawn because he was green. He was green, and I remember playing Spawn Armageddon, right? Spawn Armageddon, the Spawn game on my Xbox.
Yeah, no, that was lit. That would be lit though. I'd love a Spawn game. I don't know why they haven't made one. Like like they put him in Mortal Kombat. Like they got the moves, the chains.
Watch me say this. Watch us talk about Xbox, just like Knights of the Republic. We talk about Xbox getting a Spawn game, but then PlayStation next showcase.
That'd be crazy.
That happened last year. I was like, before E3, if Microsoft gets Knights of the Old Republic, if they get a remake as an exclusive, I'll go buy an Xbox just for that game. Then 3 months later, the first game PlayStation announced at the showcase was Knights of the Old Republic.
Yeah.
That shit was crazy.
Crazy. Jesus.
But we get out of here. My bad. We're right.
Yeah. Like damn.
Appreciate you guys for turning it up today. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and we will definitely see you guys next week. It's been a pleasure. Thank you, Chris, for showing up. Shout out to Addict. Shout out to Ham Solo 05. Shout out to Surge Ray the Great. I know he just got rid of his Xbox and is building his PC. So me and him ain't on talking terms right now. But, shout out to NickBanks, Dopest J, Sad Boy, Ole
Nope.
Man Logan. I know a lot of people had to go. Yeah, man, we will see you guys next week. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Hit me up on Twitter, and we will see you guys next week. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.